The council knows that from time to time, I have been the provider of show and tell. I think the first time it was a beat-up lawnmower chair. I even brought in a very, very large computer case. And most recently, I actually had a hoverboard used during one of the student sentences a month. As Councilmember Peterson mentioned, I serve on behalf of the town on the Domestic Violence MAG Council with some of our team members. And I had, at one of those meetings, there was a presentation that really struck me. And in that presentation, I would like to bring the team up, and I'll tell you more about the presentation, but I have some friends. One is four-legged and one is three-legged. So if I can have the Hope Animal Assisted Crisis team come up, as well as our town staff, and I don't know if Judge Hudson or Kathy are here, and PD, but if we can come up here, and I'll share a little about this story. So as I've been journeying and understanding the issues of domestic violence and trying to understand, from end to end, there was a presentation that was done at the DV Council where a victim had gone through an unfortunate situation and was in a trial. During the trial, this particular victim had a friend that brought comfort and peace during a very traumatic time. And in that presentation were these wonderful, wonderful canine friends that helped this particular victim through a very traumatic time during their trial. I leaned over to our team that was there, our prosecution team, PD team, and I said, I would like that to be in Gilbert. I would like that team to be part of our team in helping victims and their young children, have I don't say a better experience, but an experience that would bring them some comfort through that process. Well, we met as a team. I even went out to lunch with Judge Hudson to talk about this idea. And then I think I left the idea alone. And then a couple weeks ago, I learned from our family advocate team that we actually implemented the program here in Gilbert without me knowing. And I said, unbelievable. So I went to a trial, a DV trial, where there was a young 10-year-old that was going to unfortunately testify. And we had Hope at the trial. And it was unbelievably, I was touched. But with that, I like to have the Hope team, and this is Hope here, talk a little bit about it. But before we do that, I want to share the microphone with Judge Hudson so he can talk about how the process went.
Well, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Councilman Cook, this is one of those ideas that was a no-brainer. And when you get those no-brainers, they're easy to do. And unfortunately, we did it so fast that we forgot to let Councilman Cook know we were successful. We ran into each other, we were discussing it, and he became aware that we had instituted the program. And we explained to him, when you have a great idea like that, and you have a team like we have in Gilbert, you don't have to worry about, we'll get it done. And we got it done. And as you can see, Hope is here. I don't want to keep you from Hope because no one wants to block a crowd from a dog, especially a three-legged dog. And Hope is one of the most wonderful things. I do want to point out, as Councilman Cook pointed out, it's traumatic for a lot of people. They've been through a traumatic event. And when you have something like Hope there, it helps everybody involved in the situation. Hopefully no one's ever been to one of our courtrooms, but if you have, it can be stressful. And so imagine if you've been through a traumatic event and having to go back into that courtroom. So thanks to the group, Councilman Cook, and his idea that we've been able to help some of these people who come in and just help them relax and convey their thoughts on the event that occurred.
And then what I would like to do is introduce Dina and Stephanie. And maybe you could share a little bit about how this would be a very big benefit, because you deal with those victims and families, and maybe you can share a little bit about that.
Good evening. My name is Stephanie Bradley. I'm a victim advocate with the Gilbert Prosecutor's Office. We just recently started having the Hope team assist us. I've actually had Hope with 2 different cases. One ended up pleading, and one, of course, Hope helped the little boy testify in court. And what was amazing was I was telling Pam here that she said, well, I thought that he did really well, and I thought he was fine. And I said, you didn't see him pre-Hope. And when he was sitting there with Hope, and then when it was his turn to testify, when he was called to testify, he just looked at Pam and he said, I'm okay, I can go by myself. I mean, he had spent so much time with Hope. He was so relaxed. He did such a great job. We are using it up in another upcoming trial that is Dina's case, and I think it's just wonderful. I know Maricopa County Attorney's Office has courtroom dogs. I'm just so happy that this municipality can use courtroom dogs as well.
I'm Dina Aguilera, the other victim advocate, and I do want to apologize to Councilman Cook. He's really good about attending our DV team meetings. We have a group that meets every other week, and we collaborate with a lot of local resources. Well, we happened to connect with Hope, and next thing you know, we implemented the program, and unfortunately, Councilman Cook missed that meeting, so you can't miss any of our meetings.
Well, before I turn over the mic to Pam, I do want to share with some of our council. This is a nonprofit, and they are donating their services and their time without any Gilbert tax dollars. But folks can contribute to the organization. So again, it's a partnership that we're beginning that aligns what we'll call, in a sense, a public-private partnership. That's, you know, as we look at trying to solve DV, this is just one of those little nuggets, I think, in helping. Well, Pam, can you share a little bit about your organization and Hope?
We are Hope Animal Assisted Crisis Response, and our organization is a national organization that uses the benefit of the human-animal connection to service people that are in crisis and disaster. So we're the dogs that get called out in floods and fires and storms and shootings and memorials, and the big thing about us is that we are regular pet therapy dogs that service your community in hospitals and schools and special needs areas and all kinds of places. And then when a crisis occurs, we've been specially trained to deal with the extreme emotions that are present in people that have experienced such profound tragedy. So we're verbal and crisis incident command and follow the proper protocol. And the big thing is that we do not self-deploy. We must be invited. And again, we don't charge for our services. Each team is covered by $1 million liability insurance policy, and we have continuing education that we have to complete for annual renewal. So we're always up on the latest FEMA protocol and incident command. So we need you to help spread network for us to be able to be called out and invited in case a crisis occurs here. And that's really, we appreciate the opportunity to speak, Mayor Daniels and fellow council members and everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So we have Hope and Yodi, is that right? With that, as it's been said, this is another great day in Gilbert. And I want to thank the Hope team, our staff, for allowing, you know, us to partner in helping in really a very traumatic situation, allowing your team to be part of our community. With that, can we have a round of applause for all this? Thank you.